Some residents described it as a river, while Claire Hogan from the Duke of Monmouth pub said water had begun to lap the doorsteps of nearby homes. Local vicar Jane Sherwood from St Luke's Church on nearby Canning Crescent said people are very worried. There's water in every direction you turn. Flooding has also started to affect parts of Surrey, including Guildford, Horley, Staines, Sunbury, Thames Ditton and Weybridge. The Environment Agency said properties in several parts of Berkshire had been flooded, including Purley on Thames, Shiplake, Old Windsor, Wraysbury, Bourne End, Datchet and along the lower Rover Lodden. The Thames Barrier in London has been closed for the 11th successive tide and is due to reopen at 18:45 GMT. The Environment Agency said it has closed operationally only 135 times since being built in the 1980s. The Environment Agency has issued 114 flood warnings for England and Wales, with the southeast and southwest the areas most likely to be flooded. In Scotland, 14 flood warnings have been issued by the Scottish Environment Protection Agency, though none is rated severe. The Environment Agency said communities in parts of the south of England are urged to prepare for more flooding for the rest of the week. There is a risk of flooding from groundwater in Dorset and South Wiltshire, it said, and river flooding is expected along the River Stour, the Hampshire Avon and the Thames, including Oxford and the lower reaches of the Thames. It also said the problem is ongoing in the Somerset levels and damage to property is possible in the next 24 hours. The agency's flood risk manager, Paul Musto, said, "The risk continues this week, with communities in the southwest and southeast urged to stay safe and sign up to free flood warnings." Weather warnings were issued for much of the UK on Monday, but these have all been lifted with the exception of the rain warning for southern and southeastern England. This is a yellow warning, the lowest of the Met Office's 3 levels, for heavy showers, some of them combined with hail and thunder. The warning, due to run until 6 o'clock GMT on Wednesday, says the public should be aware of the risk of further localized flooding, especially in areas which have been affected in recent days. Waves battered parts of the south coast and Wales on Monday evening. A clean-up operation is underway in Aberystwyth after waves battered the coastal town on Monday night. As well as the parts of Dorset that were subject to severe flood warnings, there were also some villages in Somerset cut off and some properties flooded in Cornwall and Salisbury in Wiltshire. Powerful waves also reduced the Pom-Pom rock stack in Portland, Dorset, and a rock arch in Porthcawen Bay, Cornwall, to rubble. There has been travel disruption, with many roads closed due to flooding. More rain later could cause further problems. There has been some rail disruption caused by the bad weather, although the Rail Delivery Group, which speaks on behalf of the rail industry, said on Monday that 96% of scheduled services were operating despite localized flooding and weather damage. The recent flooding has prompted the UK government to coordinate with international partners to gather information on the damage caused from their satellites.